Right, so it starts with it's alphabetical through my collection. This one was I acquired this from, I think it was Chris Jewson, many years ago when this stuff first came out. He got hold of a couple of these blocks of tin ingots, and that they weigh, I don't know, I can't remember the actual weight of them, but a lot of them had started to disintegrate, and that produced this mineral they call abhorite. I think it's a tin chloride, yeah. And so that was the beginning of the A's. Now they should move on with the. Oh, that's all right. This is a little an aconite from the 3M quarry. I think this came to me via when I was over in North Carolina a few years ago. Nothing very special about it, but it's just one of the pieces. The next little bit. This is Thurston Beach in the Wirral, near where Richard Bell lives, and we were there. 2022, and there's a lot of erratics on this beach. We don't know where they're from, but they produce these suite of pebbles of granite, which have got marlitic cavities inside. And so there's a couple of them begin with A, so we'll crack on. Now this one is the actinolite tremolite from Thurston. It forms a series of stuff with, you can see in the image, there's a little sphene crystal down here, and some of the black stuff I think is probably agarine or something like that. I'm not very sure, but I think this is the actinolite tremolite material. And the next one, this is Mr. Belson walking up the hill at Pottsgill, heading towards Pottsgill Mine. This is just a couple of pictures of the dump. This was taken probably in 2013, I think.
Yeah, you haven't had my permission.
Pardon?
You haven't had
a
my
man on
permission.
do I need it? I can't tell you from that angle. And this is the adamite. I think this is adamite, but it's coating something else, or it's something coating adamite. But it's one of these ones that it needs to be tested, but it's a one-off, so it probably won't ever get tested. This is a jailer one from, again, this is a very early one. I got this, picked it up somewhere when I first started to collect. But it's not a bad looking little specimen. It's been photographed quite recently. Adamite from Lavrion. I think there's 2 or 3 of these, just different sizes. Adamite again. This is Adularia. Several years back now, we went on one of Sheila's trips, and we went to Park Bean Cove. That's on the cliffs overlooking down by Mullion, down towards Lizard Way, and some of the cliffs produce these rocks when they've got Adularia in, and this is just one of those. Adularia from Dean Quarry. Wheel Dray. It's another one that I've done before, but this is I think you haven't seen these pictures before. There's Richard Bell in there, Rob Selly in the hole. From there we get the Adularia again. I've got a box over. I've got a box covering my screen, but that's the agarine. I think you can probably see it at your end. Agarine from, I'm not sure where it's from. I can't see.
Mont Saint-Hilaire.
That's the one. This probably came from Quinton. I got a lot of stuff from Quinton, and also I got that set of Roy Starkey's with tip minerals that I put on earlier or last year sometime, and this was probably in that. Oh, it's gone wrong here. That's it. So that's a Mare Island one. I was this came to me via, I think, when I was at the New Zealand Micromount symposium in 2005. Agarine and from Harris Quarry. The tip of Suatzio. And this name escapes me at the moment. It'll come back in a bit.
Viliomite.
That's the one. That's the one. Right. These are some of yours, Hank. I think that I got from you a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's so. I think that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. This one's a strange one. I got it down as arenite. The picture's not very good, but the specimen's not that good either. But it's an A mineral. And it's in my collection, so I put it in. I'm not too sure about these. Again, I've got three of these in the collection, and these are the three I've got. And I see they come as different varieties of other chemicals in, and rare earths in there. I don't know. I'm assuming I've got them right. There'll be other people somewhere who know if I have or not. But that's those three.
From Hopveldboden, it's almost always is you know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going what's on the labels when I got them, so I haven't got a clue about this stuff. This is a Brandygill mine up in the Colbeck Fells back in 1987. This is the adit level we went into to dig this lot out first. And that's on the scree slope in the side here, up on the side here. And when we get inside, there's a little area where we get the agardite and mimetite from. I think there's another one of those. Yeah, that's the two agardites that come out of that. Penberthy Croft, Richard and the two Richards there. This is we call this the mixite dump on the right, where they're standing. The main dump down here, this is where my cursor is. I think it's either that one or that one. I think that's probably this one. I'm not sure which one it is. On the ground, I could tell you, but sitting here, I got no idea. This is the main dump at Penberthy, running down through the set. And these are all the other dumps that you go down through. But for this, that's Dawes Shaft. And from there, we get agardite or mixite. But for this, I thought I was told that was agardite. So that's why I put it in. That's another one, the agardite mixite things from there. Fairly common if you hit the right rock, but they only in that one particular location where I showed the image from. From Clara. I put this box in because I've included agates in the talk. So this is my cut stones and tumble polished stones of most of the agates. You can see what I've got. These are all beach stones. All this is all beach. All these, a couple of opals and blue lace agate, jaspers, Malawi, and these are off the beach. And these are the Queensland agates. I put them in because I've got a few agates in the collection. That's a Queensland one. We were very fortunate 40 or so odd years ago that one of our members had a brother who was a miner in Agate Creek. And she, over the years that she was there, he sent her a lot of stuff back over, and we bought about 20 kilo each of these things. I've still got nearly all mine. The ones I haven't cut, I got 2 5-litre ice cream tubs full. That's the German one. My parents went to Australia in 1979 and came back with this. That was not a bad one. That one I found on my daughter did a school sharing trip with for a German girl who lived in Eder Oberstein, and we stayed there and went for a walk up into the forest of Baumholder, and I found some rocks with these agates inside them. And again, a bag from Birdling Flat, New Zealand. That one came from Phil Andrews, I think. And these are some just agatized fortification agate from Wheel Dray. Quite unusual to see it in the stuff in England like this. Aconite from Schmiedenstahl. I'm guessing that's what it is. I think I collected this one. Adjoite. This one is Akermanite from Belgium. I acquired that by exchange with one of the Belgian guys. But then this next specimen, again, is one from Thurston Beach and in the Wirral. That I think was in a lump of slag, and it's got this conchoidal fracture on the face of the specimen, but it actually fits the shape of some of the Akermanite you see. I'll put a query mark against it, so I'm not really sure, but Richard Bell thinks that might be. Albite, this is a biggish lump that's probably 15 centimeters across there. We collected this back in the 1990s. This whole bit is albite in the middle, and we get some of the other bits and pieces of the stuff had rutile in, which will come in with the R minerals. A little tiny albite crystal from the Toka quarry in New Zealand. I'm told this is albite from Lonehead. I'm not really sure if it is, but I guess that probably was either that or Prenite. But for now, it's albite. And then on the beach at Thurston again, we got these sphene crystals, and the albite is scattered around it. This was Shat Quarry in April 2006. This is us walking up the slope. This is on the platform, and we dug into the ground on this, and we were getting all these the granite pegmatites coming out of this little, and that really nice anatase and rutile. And this is just looking back down towards where the cars are parked. But from there we get the nice albites and the pink orthoclase or whatever they are, azularian. No, I think they're orthoclase probably. This one we acquired this one from, Martin Gale gave me this. That's an allanite from Tremeur's mine in France. Coming out really nice. Allanite, Montmorillonite from 17. The Richard Bell specimen. He gave me this one. That's an unusual one for England. I sure Richard this photograph, and he queried whether it is allophane or not, but it came to me as allophane, so I'm guessing that probably. I'm not really sure. Alstonite, these little tiny these little tiny crystals are all scattered all through as Alstonite. This are from Fallowfield mine, which is no longer with us. That's even the dump was removed from there years ago. I'm not sure if I spelt that right. Alunogin from Anna Mine, North Rhine. Masses and masses of little tiny needles.
Correct.
The Amazonite from Pikes Peak. And a bit of amber from Switzerland. Amethyst quartz from Wheel Uni. There's like 2 or 3 different bits of this. From historic pit. And then there's the amphib bowl. Some people call that the
Cashew-tite.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Cashew-tite, it is.
Yeah. This is an old slide old slides, 35mm slides that I managed to copy of Croyt's Quarry in Leicestershire. So we used to come in and walk down a path somewhere around here, down at the bottom of the pit, go across. We collected from the quarry walls, and all these holes have got lumps of analcime, and there's a few of them that came out on that particular day. These are strange things, little pencils with analcime coating the things. This is some Flodigari analcime. Some more Croft Quarry with these black goethite things inside. Another one there, and then this one is from Sugar Grove in America. My wife's just come in the door. Hello, I'm online. Annotates from Rulebourne Quarry in Ramsbeck. Manard Quarry. This was taken. I actually grabbed this one off the internet. I believe it or not, I've been there about 3 times. I never managed to get a photograph when there wasn't any rain up there. So, but the area we collected from was along this edge, probably towards this end, and we'd been in there for quite a while. And Roy Starkey was giving a little bit of a talk about the place with his foot on this rock. And after he moved, we started to attack the rock, and out popped these blue annotates. And we had a little pocket full of them, blue and brown. The brown ones come down on the slope below, but this main one is, every one of these crystals has got blue annotates on. I think there's another. There's some more there, little tiny ones. And this is a strange one. This one's a bit of brookite with an annotate on it. This is Prenteg, where I think it's the type location for annotates, and it's somewhere in this woods here. We parked the cars up on the side and walked down, but the last time I went, I couldn't even find a way into the place. But we've been there 2 or 3 times. But that, of course, that is where the good stuff comes from, and these are the annotates from there. Virtuous Lady Mine, where all the slippers, the siderite slippers come from, but they also produce these lovely little micro annotate crystals. Prince of Wales Mine, another one in the same area. Again, these were collected in 1985, I think, 85 or 86, on the first one of the first BMS trips to Cornwall, and that was run by David Eifold and Roy Starkey, and we had 3 parties of about 21 people, and we were going around from site to site in order, so we all got a chance to collect from them. Andronite from Perlikoff in the Eifel. We were on our hands and knees picking these little things up. That was a really interesting little collection. Andronite again. This is again from Hank. And then this is Stowe Shaft of Wheel Phoenix in Cornwall. And this is as it was. Again, I've grabbed this off the internet because I haven't actually got a picture. The Cheese Ring Quarry is behind it, but this is the dump, and down on below us where the chalcosiderite comes from. But from there we get a discredited thing of, I'd call it andesite, but it's actually a mixture of henschelite and rock bridgeite. Anglesite from Greystone's quarry. Anglesite from a little tiny mine up in the southwest of Scotland called Pibble Mine, near Creetown in Galloway. Just a little serrated edge. White's Clough, Wanlock Head, quite a bit of Scottish stuff. And that's one from Killam in Cornwall, with all this iron rubbish all round it. Castleside Smelter is a little smelter up in near, the place is called Castleside, and there's a smelter just outside. It was a little stream running through this little village, and they once had a big smelter on there. It's all gone now, but there's a little stream with a little dump in the stream, and you can pick a few bits and pieces up. This one came to me via the German mineral dealer. His name escapes me, but we bought a bag of stuff from him. That was not what came out of it. But when I looked at it, I couldn't find anything which looked familiar. And the nearest I could get to it was a picture on Mineralian website, and they got them listed as analyte from the same place. So that's why I've put the name on it as analyte. It's probably not, but I don't know what it is. Anchorite on quartz from Birtree Pasture Mine. This stuff here, and again these siderite looking things. It seems to form a series as you move across from Cumbria to the Weardale. It changes from siderite to anchorite. Annabergite from Kamaritza. Another one. Apatite from Goonbarra clay pit, and apatite self-collected from Carrick Mine. So that's just in Beach again. Apatite, magnetite, and the magnetite, these little black things here, but this is all, we think these little apatite needles. It's got little six-sided needles. Apophyllite from Dunvegan Quarry, and one from India. Aquamarine from Morongo. I bought a specimen at one of the Antwerp shows I went to back in the early 2000s, and this is one of the crystals on the side of it. Aragonite, Parkhouse Quarry, another one of these places where we went to in 1987. We had a caravan not far away from the place. We went in and we managed to find quite a bit of this aragonite laying about. That was quite a nice little spot. In the foot and mouth year of 2001, we couldn't do much collecting inland, so we went on the beaches and went on our Cornish trip. Went to Wheel Droskin at Perranporth Beach, and we found this mixture of aragonite and other rubbish, but these come out as quite a nice little selection of mineral specimens. Greystone's Quarry, aragonite. Tolvaden, aragonite. Carrick Mine. For those that there's the Brandy Gill goes up, and there used to be a big dump on the right hand side at the bottom of Carrick, Brandy Gill, where they had a dressing plant, and the rocks in that area produced these aragonites. That's Reedy Cliff, a couple of pieces from Reedy Cliff. That was a recent discovery. And this is Richard Bell in Greenhill's arsenic smelter, pointing out I don't know what he's pointing out there, but the actual stuff we got is the arsenalite, little white arsenalite crystals in Railgar. These little things here are arsenopyrite sixling or trillings. We call them trillings. They look like little nails all combined together. Arsenopyrite from Craddock Moor and one from Wheel Owls. From Clara. Arthurite from, I think that's the type locality. Artenite. How the devil this stuff gets travel around the world and doesn't lose everything. I don't know, but it's there anyway. Asbestos. Astrophyllite. Mont Centre there. Atacamite. I can just see on my screen South Australia, but Augite from Limburg. Auricalcite from Exton Mine. Another one from Exton, and this one's from Craig Reworth in Clanganog, Wales. Altonite from, I'm not sure, it might be Luxullian. I'm not sure where that came from. There was no proper label with it. Just said Cornwall. I think this is Altonite from West Wheel Owls. It's very glassy, very small, but absolutely crystal clear. Axonite from Roscommon Cliff. This was the classic location. Collected recently, well, in the last 10 years by Rob Selly and Mike Merry. And another one from, this is a Meldon Aploite Quarry one. And then that one is off Wheelcock's Horn. Bit crude, but there's garnets in with it and other bits and pieces. Azurite, we're getting near the end now. So this is a couple from Morocco. And this is Cleveland Beach in Somerset with the pair, the cliffs that we were accused of destroying. That's Bob Snowball, for those who know him. And then this is the rock that we got the aragonite from, among other things. So that's the azurite from Cleveland Beach. And I think the last one, no, Exton Hill and the Clacton area. There's the top of the main Exton pipe, and the shaft drops down there some 2,000, well, nearly, I would think, nearly 1,000 meters down, quite a long way down anyway. And then this is the dump at the top of the hill. If you go up from, there's a little gate goes through to the side of this hut, and you go through a stone gate into a field. And this is on the other side, and there's a feeder feeding the sheep, and this little dump has azurite and auricalcite in it, and I think that produces these beautiful azurites and the little balls. And I think the last one is probably that one, a nice flag of azurite, and I think that's it.